Well, hello there, and welcome to my kitchen table, a place in most homes where we can sit with family and friends and just talk for hours, putting the world to rights, as my dad would say. Or as I like to say, having a bevy with the girls and just chatting shit. Right, we're off to London today, England's capital city, or sorry, Great Britain's capital city. If you visit there, you can go and see the iconic landmarks like Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, the Tower of London. You can enjoy diverse cuisine in Soho and some really good pubs. You can visit world class museums, take a stroll along the Thames, shop on Oxford Street. It's expensive there though. Explore historic neighbourhoods like Notting Hill, remember the movie? And experience the West End's theatre scene. And don't forget the London Eye for breathtaking city views. Wouldn't get me on that for all the tea in China. I've got there to go. Wouldn't stand a chance. So, if you're ready, take a seat while I tell you a story. Robert Napper is the eldest child of Brian Napper, a driving instructor, and his wife Pauline. He was born in Erith in southeast London. Napper was brought up in nearby Abbey Wood. His background was troubled and dysfunctional. The marriage of his parents was violent, and he often witnessed his father abusing his mother. His parents divorced when he was only 9 years old, and him and his siblings, that's two brothers and a sister, were placed in foster care. Makes you think, what was the mother doing, doesn't it? So, yeah, they were placed in foster care. And while they were in foster care, all four of them underwent psychiatric treatment for 6 years at the Maudsley Hospital in Camberwell. Napper was socially awkward at school, where he was shunned by his peers, who later described Napper as despised. At age 13, he underwent a personality change after a family friend sexually assaulted him on a camping trip. The offender was jailed, but Napper became introverted, obsessively tidy, and reclusive, according to his mother. He also bullied his siblings, as well as spying on his sister while she was naked. You know, like getting out of the bath or out of the shower, that kind of thing. Little pervert. In 1986, Napper first came to the attention of the police after being convicted of an offence with an air gun. Don't know what the offence was, but it was with an air gun. In October 1989, police had rejected information conveyed in a phone call from his mother. She said that her son had admitted to committing a rape on Plumstead Common. No case apparently matched the evidence, so it was just forgot about. Although it emerged at the time of Napper's second conviction that the rape of a 30-year-old woman in front of her children 8 weeks prior had been reported to have occurred in a house which backed on to Plumstead Common. At this point, Pauline Napper, his mum, broke off all communication with him. On the 15th of July 1992, on Wimbledon Common, Napper stabbed the young mother, Rachel Nickell, 49 times in front of her son, Alex. He was only a little guy, he was only 2. And he clung to his mother's body, begging her to wake up. Napper was questioned about the unsolved attacks on other women during the year, but he was eliminated from inquiries. In November 1993, in the Bisset home in Plumstead, Napa stabbed 27-year-old Samantha Bisset in her neck and chest, killing her. And then he sexually assaulted and smothered her 4-year-old daughter. Her name was Jazmine Jemima Bisset. In her sitting room, Napa mutilated Samantha Bisset's body, taking away body parts as a trophy. The crime scene was reportedly so bad that the police photographer assigned to the case was forced to take 2 years leave after witnessing it. 2 years! After a fingerprint belonging to Napa was recovered from the balcony handrail of Samantha's flat, he was arrested by Detective Sergeant Alan Jackerman and charged with the murders of Samantha and Jazmine Bisset. In May 1994, Napa was convicted at the Old Bailey in October 1995. He also admitted 2 rapes and 2 attempted rapes at this time. From the first time at the Old Bailey trial, he's been held at Broadmoor, which is a high security psychiatric hospital. In December 1995, he was questioned about Rachel Nickell's death, but denied any involvement. Napa is also believed to have committed most, if not all, of the attacks attributed to the Green Chain Rapist. It's called the Green Chain because basically there are leafy footpaths leading from one park or green area to another, to another, to another, on like that across London. Now the Green Chain Rapist had carried out over 70 savage attacks across southeast London over a 4-year period, ending in 1994. The earliest of the Green Chain rapes have been linked to Napa, and were those he admitted to in 1995. Napa is known to have kept detailed records of the sites of potential or actual attacks on women. During the investigation into the rapes, the police found an A to Z, which is, I think they have them the world over, but basically it's various maps of London in a book. And it was marked with circles and crosses throughout it on the pages. He's actually marked the locations of attacks on the maps. Napa had been eliminated from most of the inquiries due to his 6'2" height, as detectives had decided not to include anyone over 6 foot, based on descriptions of a 5'7" rapist. However, there are conflicting witness reports of the rapist's height, and Napa walked with a stoop. Colin Stagg gained notoriety in the early 1990s when he was wrongfully accused of the murder of Rachel Nickell. He was the prime suspect. Stagg was arrested and remanded in custody and subsequently released 13 months later due to lack of evidence. The case received widespread attention, and that's no lie. I mean, it was literally everywhere. And Rachel Nickell's photo was on the front page of virtually, well, for every newspaper in this country for months. Stagg had been the subject of intense public and police scrutiny. Eventually, the real perpetrator, Robert Napa, was identified through advancement in DNA evidence, and Stagg's innocence was officially recognised. The police actually stood, well, one of the police officers actually stood at a microphone in a press conference and said, "I'm sorry." Very rare that happens, isn't it? He later sued the Metropolitan Police because his life had basically been ruined, as you can imagine. And he was awarded £706,000 compensation. And he spent it going on holidays abroad, new car, new furniture, all that good stuff. On the 18th of December 2008, Napa was convicted of the manslaughter of Rachel Nickell in front of her son, Alex. And it was manslaughter, not murder, on the grounds of diminished responsibility. And he also admitted to 4 rapes of other women. In his summing up at the Old Bailey, Mr. Justice Griffiths Williams said to Napa, "You are, on any view, a very dangerous man." Ha! No shit, Sherlock. Robert Clive Napa was convicted of 2 murders, 1 manslaughter, 2 rapes, and 2 attempted rapes. He was sentenced to a whole life tariff. That's what we call life without parole. On the 18th of December 2008, and continues to be held at Broadmoor High Security Psychiatric Hospital in Crowthorne, Berkshire, England. He has since been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia as well as Asperger's syndrome. Thank you so much for allowing me to tell you this story, and thank you so much for listening. Don't forget, if you found it interesting, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. It's free to do, so don't hold back. And remember to smile. It annoys negative people. I've been Sue, TTFN.